this song too, probably. I did change a couple words. I made it more true for me. How we doing? I see him going like this, turning up his phone. Well, while we're waiting, I just want to model my new jacket. Yeah. My Santa. Isn't it cute? My husband got it for me last year for Christmas. So what do you think? Should we just start? Should I just go ahead and sing?
I'm trying.
It's a simple transformation.
Okay, these guys are still trying, so it's good. I think it'll be worth the wait.
The other one, I don't know what happened to it. Thank you so much.
You want to do it?
No.
That thing is hard on thumbs. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Jeez. Thank you so much, Bill.
Well, what do you think? Should we just put there? I don't want them to start playing the music. Okay, we're gonna just move on, and I'm just gonna sing it without the background music. You're just gonna have to imagine it, and it goes like this: Santa baby, just slip sable under a tree for me. I've been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the hotties that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you fulfill my see, check it off is one thing, but you got to fulfill it. If you fulfill my Christmas list, Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. I've been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Oh yeah, Santa honey, there's one little thing I really need, the deed to a platinum mine, Santa honey, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. And I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry up, Santa, I'm cold. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Yay, give yourself a hand. Okay, Shelley.
This service is being broadcast live on YouTube and will be available as a recording on the UUFCC YouTube channel after the service. I'm not going to talk about your phones. You know what to do. But if you're with us virtually, you may want to have a chalice or a candle available for a chalice lighting ritual. I wish to express my gratitude for those who make this service possible, those supporting technology, the greeters, the building and grounds team, the folks who set up and break down the coffee, service and snacks, the choir, who happens to be absent, but mostly here, those who decorate the sanctuary, and all others who make this physical space a joy to behold. A special thanks to Reverend Ferry Silver, who will be leading us today in the observance and celebration of the winter solstice. Come, Come, Whoever You Are, by Melanie Ensminger. Come, come, whoever you are welcome here. No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. No matter how you came here, if you came alone or with others, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or how you speak or whatever your abilities, you're welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes, you are welcome here. If you come here with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, then you are indeed welcome here. If you're new here or returning from a long stay, including any returning snowbirds, please stand in body or spirit or wave and state your first name and where you're from so that we can welcome you. Do we have anybody new here?
Do we have any newcomers?
We're all newcomers every day, right? We wake up with the idea that it's a new day.
It's a new beginning.
If you're new at home and would like to learn more about our fellowship, you can email our office at uufcc.org or visit our website at uufcc.org. Wherever you are, we are glad you have chosen to spend your time with us this morning. So before we start with Elaine, I need to get through the rituals, which are very sacred for all of us. The first one being the chalice lighting. So we'll open this sacred space by turning our attention to lighting the chalice. We kindle this flame to honor the returning light. In the darkest night, we remember the spark within us all. May this flame guide us through the shadows and into hope and renewal. Lori, would you mind lighting the candle, chalice for me, please? While Lori lights our chalice here in the sanctuary, when Lori lights our chalice here in the sanctuary, please join me in reciting our affirmation. The real one is actually somewhere around there. She is resourceful.
That's true.
Thank you. For those at home, please light your chalice or candle as well. And let's repeat the words in our order of service. Love is a spirit of fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. In our community, we make time each week to share pieces of our lives with one another. We do this because each person in this community has value. Each person's experience matters. We share our sorrows with one another today, knowing that sorrow comes into each person's life, knowing that together we offer comfort. We also share our joys with one another, knowing too that joy comes into our lives, knowing that together our voices can rise in a chorus of celebration. We have a long tradition of sharing our joys and sorrows and milestones by entering them into the Book of Life, and Robert read my mind. So first I'll read anything that's written in the Book of Life, and then we'll turn it over to dropping of stones.
Oh, drop the stones.
Yeah, we have to
I
do this.
forgot my cough drops.
Ooh,
I think I have to go to the car. May I be excused? I'll
no.
be right back.
Of course you can.
I'll be right back. I have special ones, and I stopped doing.
I'll wait for a second.
Carry on.
This is from Alan L. My longtime friend Susan M. lost her long fight with cancer. I was notified by her daughter, who found my messages on Susan's phone. That's a sad way to find out. Very much so. In the spirit of respectful witness, we invite you to share a brief glimpse into the joys and sorrows of your life by coming forward and dropping a stone. As we drop these stones, we reflect on what they represent, our burdens, our hopes, or the moments we carry with us. As the stone falls, may it symbolize release, renewal, or grounding in the present moment. So if anyone wants to say anything or share something with us, please come up. Please come forward here. I'll share something. Everybody want me to share something? Yes. I woke up this morning, I've been listening to Christmas music all week. And I've decided that regardless of what next year brings, every day is a new day. And I'm not going to focus on the news, which I do not. And I'm hoping that all of you find peace and joy as we enter the holiday season and not think about January 20th. And not be reminded about January 20th, which I just did. Cancel. But I find turning off the media to be the most wonderful thing in the entire world.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, I just have to say my closing stuff. And then
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I'd like to also talk a little bit about that because I was so inundated with the news and like I had to know everything all the time and I was just not happy. I was like annoyed all the time or almost all the time. And what I found very comforting was I started to watch podcasts of Rocky Kanaka sitting with dogs. He sits with dogs in the shelter and he brings them out if they're frozen, if they're scared, if they're shaking, and that made me feel good. And then I started watching on YouTube the Dog Whisperer, and he gets and I love every dog, and I was always a cat person, so I love dogs. I see a dog, and I'm like, a dog, oh, and it just makes me feel good. And I'm telling you that. Doing something that makes me feel good or would make you feel, that's my emotional support. If I don't want to, know anything, and I don't know very much right now about what's happening because I don't want to know. It hurts my feelings. I don't want it. So when we want to feel better, we need to think better feeling thoughts. And we can do it because we are in charge of our minds. We are. We're put here to have free will and free choice. And every moment we can choose. Now, it's not always easy to choose, but I've chosen to just shut off from it, and I'm in my lane, and I'm making sure that I'm happy every day as much as I can be. I swim every day. I have things that I do, write music, and so I'm going to encourage you to find something that you love to do that makes you feel good, and do it. Because as we raise our own vibratory rate, we can raise the vibration of our town, of our county, the state, the country, and that'll be it, and so it is.
Thank you.
Oh.
Let me bring this to you. I think this is a better choice, and I'll drop a stone for you.
Thank you. In keeping with the subject, yesterday I sent an email or text to some people I know, and I told them that I'm no longer going to correspond through text or email because I feel it's basically inhumane. You lose touch with the person. And so the only way I'm going to stay connected with anybody is if I call them or they call me, that's fine, or you can leave a message and I will return your call, but I'm giving up all texts and all emails as much as possible. Doctor portals, your doctor's portals, the whole thing. It's too stressful for me. It doesn't work all the time, and I just feel it's bad for me. So I'm giving it up. I don't know how people are going to react to that, but I have to do what's right for me. So
You
anyway.
make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yes.
That's very good. I feel like we can feign ignorance, in terms of computers these days as we get older.
Well, I have a joy. I have reduced the news, but Heather Cox Richardson
Yes.
has a beautiful daily recap historically of what happened and gives a perspective and just excellent. And the other thing is in the 70s, the Vietnam War and all that, the 60s, 70s. I'm a real big rocker. My sisters turned me on. My older sister turned me on to some music, and then my younger sister turned me on to other. And I love the Jefferson Airplane. And they have songs about revolution.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it when I do my daily bicycle ride. And, well, I don't do it always because I don't want to disturb other people. But if it's pretty uncrowded, I do that. And it just brings back that spirit that we had to keep our integrity and not give up. And this, revolution of speaking for freedom, speaking for liberty, speaking for the rights of all people that we were founded on, not the Puritan kind of founding, but the indigenous. And so to me, that makes me hopeful.
Very good. Yes. Yes.
I have a sad thing to share. I have a very close friend who just came back down from up north, and I haven't talked to her for a long time. I mean, I've talked to her, but short clips for a while. And she came back, and she's not the person that I knew when she left, and she's got some sort of dementia going on, and it's been very quick, and it's breaking my heart, and she doesn't realize it, which is really, really sad. And this woman has a business she runs all kinds of organizations, and all of a sudden something happened, and she came into the house the other day, and she has food all over her top, and this woman was just, I'm just heartbroken. Prayers, please.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes. I shall come meet you halfway.
I know it's not time for announcements, but I'm very thankful for a comfort I find is in art, and I'm very thankful for the artists here that have shown their work, and my portrait group came through with the last minute. We almost had a blank wall this time around. And the people here that support the arts. And we have a reception Friday, 4 o'clock. Please come. Nobody's been coming. And I'm very grateful to Sharon. She's been sharing her poetry at our art receptions. And that's been very positive. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I know this is a little bit different, walking around to people, but
I think it's great.
I love this circle. I do. I love this circle. The ripples remind us of our interconnectedness. What we release, what we embrace, echoes within and beyond us. May we hold these in our unspoken joys and sorrows in our hearts. May we also hold one another in love and tenderness, so that this fellowship may be a source of strength and comfort, courage and hope in the days and the weeks and the years to come. And now I'm turning it over to Reverend Elaine.
Okay, well, let's have a hand for Shelley for doing a good job. And it's important, I think, that people get a chance to be heard and witnessed. And so one of the things about today that makes it really special for me as a ritualistic minister when I'm needed to, facilitate a ritual, today is a full moon day. And it was full this morning at 4:01 a.m. And this particular moon has a couple of different, I think Native Americans have it, I'm not sure what they call it, but some traditions call it the cold moon because it happens in the cold time. It's also the moon that's the closest to the winter solstice is known as the dark moon because it's in the dark time of the year. So I like that part because right now, the solstice is moving in from the darkness to the light. So let me see. So in this dark time, we think about, the bears hibernate and we just go in and sometimes people get a little bit depressed because they don't have enough sunshine. Luckily, we don't have that too much here in Florida, but it's a real situation for people where their bodies need the light. And it gets really dark really early up in New Jersey, where I'm from originally. And we have like an extra hour, which is a gift. And so there's a lot going on in this time of the year. It's just that it's not out in the open. It's hidden. It's underneath. Just think about what happens when a woman is growing a baby in her womb. There's a lot going on. And it's in the dark. And we need that darkness so that when it's just, it's yin yang. We need both. And so let's see, beginning with plants, plants, you plant a seed. Sometimes they plant them in the fall and then they show up in the spring, like tulips, I think, get planted in the fall. And when things appear to be dormant, they're typically not dormant. And even when nothing is going on, that is something, because sometimes we do need a rest. And when we rest, when our bodies rest, there's stuff happening and we're getting revitalized and rejuvenated. It's like breathing. So we inhale. I mean, we cannot continually inhale and get bigger and bigger. We have to exhale. It's this in and out, up and down, quiet and loud. And so I wrote a song. I wrote it a few years ago just as a chant, but then yesterday I wrote 2 more verses for it, and it's called "The Dark Full Moon," and it's about honoring what appears to be quiet time. And the words for you are: I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration, which would happen eventually. All right. And then I'll teach you this part. Then there's another part to the chorus. So the first verse is: I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. Let's try that part. I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. And the second part is: I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration. I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration. Now let's try that whole part together. I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration. Now the chorus. Honoring these quiet times. Try that part. Honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. Try that one. I bow to the darkness. Honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration. Honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. Honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. The full moon in this longer night shares the truth and it's shining bright. The full moon in this darkest time reminds us that we're all divine, honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness, honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. Now the full moon, what do we do in the full moon? We release what no longer serves. Releasing what no longer serves, revealing now what I deserve. Try that part. Releasing what no longer serves, revealing now what I deserve. Releasing what no longer serves, revealing now what I deserve. Honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness, honoring these quiet times. I bow to the darkness. I pull back and go within, feeling a new sensation. I pull back and grow within, erupting in a new vibration, erupting in a new vibration, erupting in a new vibration. And so it is. Okay. It's always fun to do something new. So now we're going to be doing some rituals and some celebrations. And this first one is casting the circle. Now, Shelley already honored and created sacred space, but we're going to cast a circle in the sacred space as we start our solstice ritual. So we need everybody to stand in a circle. So come on. This will be the only time we stand in a circle, I think. Oh, let me see what I wrote. I made up a new one for this. What is your name? Alan. Oh, yeah, Alan. Okay, we got to get close. Come on, we need the circle. This is what's important. This is the main part of this thing why we need to be in a circle. So come on, everybody. Come on down. And so what we're going to do is we're not going to hold hands yet. We need to be in a circle. So we can back up. Come on. And you can go back to your seat, but for this ritual, it's really important. Come on, come on, come on. Come on down.
If you come in over here.
Okay, well, we're Unitarians here, right? So we honor all paths. When there's a circle, it's important to be in the circle. Okay, come on, and we can make more room. And so what's going to end up happening, we're not going to hold hands yet. We're going to go one by one. Because we're honoring, this is this time, they picked Christmas to be around the solstice because we're honoring the rebirth of the S-U-N, but, the church picked Christmas to honor the rebirth of the S-O-N. We have the S-U-N and the S-O-N. And so what I'm going to do is we're eventually going to end up holding hands. Left hand up, that's the hand that receives. Right hand down, that's the hand that gives us the feminine side and the masculine side. And I'm going to say, as I take Alan's hand, so I'm giving to him, my right to his left, the rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast. Can we all just say that together so we remember it? The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast. So I'm going to take your hand, Alan. Okay.
Oh, I have to say
Everybody has to say it. I'll help you.
rebirth of the sun at last. Our solstice circuit
Is now
is cast. Sorry for
Left hand up, right hand up. We hold
choking
hands.
on it.
Okay. Rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
Rebirth of the sun at last, our Solstice circle is now cast.
Rebirth of the sun at last. Our solstice circle now is cast. Ditto.
That works.
Yeah. Rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
Ditto.
She doesn't want to do it.
You can't have her hand, I have to touch
So-
her. Hold on to her. Just hold on, yeah, there you go.
No, we do it when we say it.
The rebirth of the sun at last.
The rebirth of the sun at last.
Our solstice circle now is cast.
Our solstice circle now is cast.
Rebirth of the sun
The rebirth of the sun at last.
Our solstice circle
Circle now is cast.
A rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
Peace be with you.
Rebirth, you're gonna have to guide me. Rebirth of the sun is at last,
Our solstice circle.
our solstice circle
Now it's cast.
is now is cast.
The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is
Yes.
I wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast. Ditto.
Oh.
Rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle now is.
You have to hold hands though.
Oh.
You can't,
Oh,
yeah, hold
wait.
hands.
Rebirth of the sun at last, our social circle now is cast. Rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle.
I always have to idea, so it's rebirth of the
Sun at last.
sun at last. Our solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of our sun at last, the solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of the sun at last, our solstice circle is now his cast.
The rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
Rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
Rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast. The rebirth of our sun at last. Say that again. What's me to say?
Yes.
Just say that. The rebirth of our sun at last. Okay, okay. The rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast. For both of us.
The rebirth of our sun at last, the solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of our sun at last, the solstice circle now is cast.
Ditto.
The rebirth of our sun at last, our solstice circle now is cast.
The rebirth of our sun at last, the solstice circle is now been cast.
Okay, so, and together?
The rebirth of our sun at last,
our
solstice circle now is cast.
That was good, we got through it. I promise that when I come back for the equinox, I'll make it a simpler.
Are there 2 seats here? Yeah.
All right, yes, so these rituals were taught to me, were brought to me by Barbara Walker. Does anybody remember Barbara Walker? And I talked to her yesterday. She lives in Sarasota, and she's still alive. She's going to be 95 on July 2nd. And I'm doing a solstice program on this Friday at the UU in Sarasota, and I hope she comes. So, so the next thing in my priestessness, when I was learning, I didn't know I was learning to be a priestess. I just went to the full moon circles as many times as I could in a year. If I was around, when I lived in New Jersey, I was at the Unitarian Fellowship in Morristown on the full moon gathering. It wasn't always on the full moon, but as close to it as we could get. And so I love to cast a circle because it does unify us as one. You know, circle has no beginning and no ending. It just keeps going. And so does energy. You know, energy just keeps going, whether the body is there or not. The energy continues. So the second ritual that I like to bring in is a calling of the directions. And I have a whole big song, and it could take a long time, but I shortened it to a little one. And I'm going to teach you the first part where I call in the directions, and then I have a little verse, and then we call in the directions again. So we're going to point to the east. East, south, west, and north, 4 directions calling forth. Add 3 more, we now have 7, below, above, within, to heaven. Let's try that. East, south, west, and north, 4 directions calling forth. Add 3 more, we now have 7, below, above, within, to heaven. Mother Earth and Father Sky, deep, deep down and way up high, honoring this sacred time. We are human and divine. East, south, west, and north, 4 directions calling forth. Add 3 more, we now have 7, below, above, within, to heaven. And you know, that's American Sign Language. They say 3 like this. Right? They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 6. That's why we do this as 3. So that I just wanted to explain that to you. 3. Add 4 more, we now have 7. And so then the next ritual is to have a blessing. And the way we always did it, if we had 8 women, if we had 80, there was a sacred blessing cup, and it would be passed around. So each person would bless the person next to them so that everyone could give and receive a blessing. Like, we don't have to go to a man priest to get blessed. You know, we can do it for ourselves because we are human spirits. We're human and divine. We are both. The part that separates that or differentiates it is that as a human being, we have free choice. We have free will. We've all heard that, right? Free will, and we can make the choices to do whatever we want to do with our body, heart, our mind, or we get to choose. And I think most of us know what the good choices are, but you know, sometimes we don't make the good choices. But that is the difference. So we are human and we are divine. We just, when you're in a body, you're both. Which is a really nice thing for spirit because, you know, spirit doesn't have eyes and ears and can't smell and taste things. So we do that for spirit. We do that, if we want to say for God or goddess. It gets to experience humanity through us. And I'm just knowing that there's people in this room, you make good choices, you make humane choices, and that's why I love Unitarians. I love it. I love the grassroots and the activism and the for all people. So instead of passing around a sacred blessing cup, and I would say, like, if I were going to bless Shelley, I would take a little water from the chalice, and it usually would have some scented oil in it, something wonderful, and I would anoint her forehead, and I would say, I, Fairy Elaine, bless and honor thee, Shelley, thou art goddess, or thou art divine being. This is where we recognize the divinity. But instead, I'm going to do a quick one that Barbara Walker taught me. And she said that this predates, you know, the signing of the cross. I was raised Catholic, you know, my father. Well, this predates it. And the blessing goes like this. It's a self-blessing, and it's a pentagram blessing. So I'll show it to you, then we'll go through it maybe twice. So you start with the third eye, forehead, I. Then you go to the right breast, your name, I, Fairy Elaine. Then the left shoulder, bless myself, the right shoulder, for I am one. Left breast, with God, goddess, all there is. forehead, blessed be. So let's practice so it's the forehead, the right breast, left shoulder, right shoulder, left breast, forehead. So there's our pentagram. It's cool, isn't it? And a 5-pointed star represents a human body. That's why it's so powerful. It represents our humanity. So let's try it. So I, your name, Fairy Elaine, bless myself, for I am one with God, Goddess, all there is. Blessed be. You want to try it one more time?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I, Fairy Elaine, bless myself, for I am one with God, Goddess, all there is. Blessed be. There's your blessing. All right. Isn't it? I think that is the coolest thing. Plus, we don't have that much time. So, so I got some things off of the internet yesterday that talks about the winter solstice kind of scientifically. And it's the point at which the path of the sun in the sky is the farthest south. At the winter solstice, the sun travels the shortest path through the sky, resulting in the day of the year with the least sunlight and therefore the longest night. And after this time, after we have the longest night and then we're returning to the light, we're going to be celebrating that in a few minutes. It says the daylight increases to 9 hours and 15 minutes by New Year's Day already. We have more light. And then by mid-January, the increase jumps to about 2 minutes a day. And by the 20th of February, daylight speeds up to 3 minutes per day. So also, there's another holiday. The next holiday in the Earth-based pagan calendar, which, we have winter solstice, summer solstice, so we have the fall equinox and the spring equinox. But in between those high holy days, we have the cross quarters. So we're having solstice. Today we're celebrating. It happens on Saturday. And exactly 6 weeks, we have a cross quarter, and that's February 1st. And that's called Imbolc. And that's where there's a welcoming of the light. And the church took it over and called it Candlemas, right? That's why Candlemas happens then, because it's a pagan tradition of welcoming the light. So now, especially up in England and where these traditions started, it would still be freezing. You're still freezing cold up there, but you're noticing finally, wow, the days really are getting longer. We're welcoming the light. It's really here. It's not just the promise of the light, but we're experiencing it. And my mom, I told you I was raised Catholic. She was a devout Catholic, and my mom's birthday was February 2nd, which is Groundhog's Day. And I would get my mom a candle. Once I figured this out, I got her a candle every year for her birthday, and she loved it because it was Candlemas. But even Groundhog's Day it's in line with Imbolc, with the welcoming light. Oh, are we going to have 6 more weeks of winter or we're going to have an early spring? Well, however we count it, we're having 6 more weeks of winter, and the spring comes when it comes. But that's that whole idea. That was also based around the Imbolc, believe it or not. And so the winter solstice teaches us about resilience and hope in the face of darkness. I'm going to say that again. Winter solstice teaches us about resilience and hope in the face of darkness. It reminds us that the sun rises again, even after the longest night, bringing new beginnings and brighter days. It's a time to reflect on your inner light and the continuous cycle of growth and renewal. Growth and renewal. All right, so this goes here. Okay. So we're going to be having some music. We did the pentagram, but before music, I wanted to share this poem with you. And I actually put it to music, but it works better for our purposes as just like a little story. I have a wonderful friend out in Mendocino, California. She's known as Mother Bear, and her name's Marilyn Scoppet. They call her Mother Bear. She's had like 6 kids. She's in her 80s. She's a priestess. She's amazing. And she's a wonderful writer, and she wrote this, and it's called We Are Tinder, We Are Spark. Singing songs of light and dark, we find a true and loving heart All is one and each is part. We are tinder, we are spark, singing songs of light and dark. We find a true and loving heart. All is one and one is part. The sun is born of deepest dark. We are tinder, we are spark. We know the self when night is deep, awakened out of dream-held sleep. Finding magic everywhere, in between and here and there, the shortest day, the longest night, bring us back into the light. Solstice for the winter time, vernal light for spring is fine. Summer circles round again to autumn, then it's dark again. We are tinder, we are spark, singing songs of light and dark. We find a true and loving heart. All is one and each is part. And that's Mother Bear. Yay. Okay. It's beautiful. So I have a song that I made. It says 1998. I've been at this a long time. And it's called Solstice Magic. And when your part comes, I will teach it to you. We return now to the light on this deep and longest night. The darkness soon is done. I am free when I'm in flight, soaring in the shining light of the rebirth of the sun. Now here's your part. Solstice magic, delivering these winter days. We cast a circle and celebrate the ancient ways. Let's try that. Solstice magic, delivering these winter days. We cast a circle, we did, and celebrate the ancient ways. Solstice magic, delivering these winter days. We cast a circle and celebrate the ancient ways. Darkness holds the seed for creation to succeed as the cycle turns the wheel. For new growth to be reborn, it must weather dark and storm. Then the garden is revealed. Here we go. Solstice magic, delivering these winter days. We cast a circle and celebrate the ancient ways. And celebrate the ancient ways. And celebrate the ancient ways. And so it is. There you go. Solstice magic as part of our MIDI concert. So this next song, I think it was written by a woman named Maddie Pryor from England, who was in my favorite band, the Steel Eye Span. They were called Steel Eye Span. And it talks about red and green. You know, we have red and green at this time of the year, and this is also in honor of Yule. And then, you know, church took it over and made red and green for Christmas. Christmas tree is very pagan. And jumping the Yule log. Yeah, Yule is the earth-based word for solstice, you know, for this time. So it goes like this, and you can sing it with me. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Let's try that part. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. And then it continues. Red and green together be seen in this time of dread and fear. So these people, they had no idea. They were afraid, well, what if the sun doesn't come back? So there was a lot of dread and fear. And I think at the end we're going to change it in this time of releasing fear because, we have science and we know what's going on. We know the light's coming back. Okay, let's try that from the beginning. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in this time of dread and fear. Green for the thorn of the holly leaf that shines in the candlelight, that holds the hope of evergreen and glimmers in the night. Here we go. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in this time of dread and fear. Red for the berry round and full, a drop of blood on snow that shows us our humanity, the fruit from which we grow. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in this time of dread and fear. These rocky fields of a black and white, demanding endless toil. The misty sun gives a tired light to raise the sleeping soil. Here we go. Red and green together be seen in the dark time of the year. Red and green together be seen in this time of releasing fear. All right. Thank you for singing. Yeah, give yourselves a hand. That's great. Great. So, now we have the song The Christians and the Pagans. Y'all know this? You know this one? Okay. Most of you know it. What's really very rewarding about doing rituals is that it's always the same, but it's new because it's a new time of doing it. So I'm probably going to be singing these songs every Yule, and make up new ones. So this is one where Amber and Jane were somewhere having solstice, and now they were right near their Amber's uncle, and they decided that they were going to ask if they could stay with them. And this is the whole story of the Christians and the pagans. And it goes like this. And there's a lot of words. These are called runaway lyrics for those songwriters, if we have any. Bob Dylan developed this style where there's lots of words and just a little space for them. Amber called her uncle, said we're up here for the holiday. Jane and I were having solstice, now we need a place to stay. And her Christ-loving uncle watched his wife hang Mary on a tree. He watched his son hang candy canes, all made with red dye number 3. He told his niece it's Christmas Eve, I know our life is not your style. And she said, Christmas is like solstice, and we miss you, and it's been a while. Here's your part now, I'll teach it to you. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. We're going to maybe have to do that a lot this year. right? At the holidays, the family. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. And just before the meal was served, hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and goddesses. The food was great, the tree plugged in, the meal had gone without a hitch, till Timmy turned to Amber and said, "Is it true that you're a witch?" Mom jumped up and said, "The pies are burning," and she hit the kitchen. It was Jane who spoke. She said, "It's true, your cousin's not a Christian. But we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share, and you find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere." Here's us now. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. And where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning, 'cause now when Christians sit with pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. When Amber tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, "Really, no, don't bother." Amber's uncle saw how Amber looked like Tim and like her father. He thought about his brother, how they hadn't spoken in a year. He thought he'd call him up and say, "It's Christmas and your daughter's here." He thought of fathers, sons, and brothers, saw his own son tug his sleeve, saying, "Can I be a pagan?" And Dad said, "We'll discuss it when they leave." So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. Lighting trees in darkness, learning new ways from the old, and making sense of history, and drawing warmth out of the cold. One more time. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. And so it is, yes. Yeah, and then there's two more little songs as our little mini concert. And this one says copyright 2006. So I've been singing this since then. And it's called On This Longest Night. And the words are, "On this longest night, honoring now our inner light. On this solstice night, spirit is shining bright." Okay, so and then there's a little part that I'll sing, and then we'll sing the On This Longest Night a few times. So, on this longest night, honoring now our inner light. On this longest night, spirit is shining bright. Try it with me. On this longest night, honoring now our inner light. On this solstice night, spirit is shining bright. One more time. On this longest night, honoring now our inner light. On this solstice night, spirit is shining bright. The sun returns, the fire burns, days are lengthening. The wheel has turned, new lessons learned, hearts are opening. Here we go. On this longest night, honoring now our inner light. On this solstice night, spirit is shining bright. One more time. On this longest night, honoring now our inner light on this solstice night. Spirit is shining bright. Spirit is shining bright. Spirit is shining bright. This is just, I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. Let's try it again. I call on the light within. Let me hear you. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light. One more time. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. End it on a major. Okay. I think that's the end of the mini concert. So, where are we now? Yes. Oh, Shelley's going to do the offering music. And we're going to have an offering? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Perfect.
Yes. Beautiful.
All right, well, let's have a hand for the musician. Yay. And for Shelley. Yay. And the sound guys. Okay.
Is this on? Yes, it is. In our tradition, congregations exist because of the generosity and support of our members and friends. It's our privilege and responsibility to ensure health and future of this fellowship. In this end, your offering support the ministry of this fellowship, whether by pledge or donation, and may be offered in person or online. You can drop your donation in the basket that's going to be passed around by our greeters. You can mail the checks to the office, drop them in our mailbox, call the office to make other arrangements. Of course, we take anything considered online. Venmo, donations through the Venmo app, and the payment should be made to UUFCC offering. Your generosity is always appreciated. So let me see, what is that song number?
From you.
502. So if everybody wants to turn to 502. 402. Oops. You are correct. It's 402. We all know it, so go ahead and start.
Okay. We're doing it in Kiji. From you I receive, to you I give,
Together we share, and from this we live.
You I receive, to you I give, together we share, and this we live. One more. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, by this we live.
All right, Sue, let it go, man.
Can she put it in later? Okay. Well, you know what? We also have to have a little opening and closing of the circle. And I like to. Oh, yeah, sure. Definitely.
Thank you so much. I was going to take that from you, but no. That's okay. All right, so this is Life of the Community. If you read in the back of your service, you'll see what's going on. There are a couple of announcements that I want to make. First is from Patrick that the PFLAG event is not at 4 o'clock. It's tomorrow, December 16th here at UUFCC at 6 o'clock. It's a holiday party, family event party here. Bring food or snack to share. Everyone's welcome. Bring a friend, and let's all celebrate together. Did I say that right, Patrick? Where are you? Did I get that right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good thing. Yes.
You have to be attending previous, come for the first time to our P-Flag event. Everybody welcome. Everybody welcome. Yes.
Today is also birthday celebration. And so we are celebrating our December birthdays. There's Carol B., Joseph F., Dorothy P., Florence M., Marty R., and Lisa R. Did I miss anybody? Peggy Dawn.
Peggy. All right, Peg. With the cool pants.
Oh, she does have cool pants. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name again. Jane.
Jane.
Jane. So, happy birthday to you guys. Yes.
Can I sing a birthday song for you? It's
Sure.
my own happy birthday.
Okay.
It goes. Happy birthday to you. The angels danced the day you came to life. Happy birthday to you. We love to see you shining in the light. Another orbit around the sun. The rest of your life has just begun. Another orbit on planet Earth. We're so happy to celebrate your birth. Happy, happy birthday to you. The angels danced the day came to life. Happy birthday to you. We love to see you shining in the light.
All right.
Better than happy birthday.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
the other happy birthday's overdone very much. So.
And plus, you can't. I couldn't. If they played that, if we sang "Happy Birthday" on YouTube, you'd have to pay royalties. You don't have to pay royalties with mine.
I believe, yes, Laura had an announcement. I'll bring this to you.
I wanted to mention that next Sunday there will be a historical event here at the fellowship starting at 10:30. You know that each Sunday we are a lay-led fellowship, and each Sunday we have a worship associate who works hard, works with other people, with musicians, with speakers to try to deliver the best Sunday service we can. We have a variety of backgrounds here. We have a variety of beliefs. Next Sunday, for the very first time, you will see all 8 of the worship associates together on the pulpit or near the pulpit.
Cool.
Because we have worked and coordinated to weave a tapestry of winter holidays for your viewing pleasure. So please join us.
That sounds really special. I can watch that later on YouTube, right? I can watch
Yes, you
that
can.
Yeah, because I'm working.
And you can also come.
No, I'm working.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I have just one other announcement, and then we'll turn it over to you, and then we'll extinguish the chalice and stuff like that. So I've been working diligently for the last, I'd say, month on the Suncoast Humane Society cat pods. So what that is they're finally moving. Has anybody ever been to the Suncoast Humane Society? It's horrible.
Oh.
It is just a horrible place. The cats live in cages. And so it's a no-kill shelter, so that's the good news. But they live in cages until they're adopted. So what they've done is they've built a new building, and of course the dogs get great stuff, but I only care about cats. They've always had enrichment by being walked, and the cats have never, they don't have that kind of enrichment. And I do cat cuddling a couple of times a week. So we have designed, there's 6 pods, so the cats will have their own room. So there'll be a group of cats in each room. We'll figure out how to make that work. That'll be interesting. And all of us, we have 6 teams that have designed each pod separately. And my team, or our team, has done Under the Caribbean Sea. And it is still a bit of a work in progress. I think we'll be done today or next Sunday, hopefully, and this is why I wasn't here last week. I needed to work on it. We're only given weekends to work on it. We're only given 4 to 5 hours each day to work on it.
45 hours a day?
4 to 5 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday only to work on it. And so that's painting, that's decorating, that's doing everything, getting everything. And, you know, the first day we all look at each other and go, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they're opening the Suncoast Humane Society. The plan is on January 11th, 2025. It's going to be a big event. In the meantime, they're probably going to be doing some walkthroughs or tours and things like that. They did a little bit of that yesterday. Right now, our pod is a mess with the table and paint and everything all over the place. But I'm hoping that you'll come and see the new sanctuary, the new cat pods and the new Humane Society when it is open. It's going to just be so different for the cats and wonderful for the dogs, too. This is in Inglewood. So it's down there on San Casa. It's right across the street. And so you go out, you go down the road, turn right, turn left on Worth Avenue, and it's right there. And it's absolutely spectacular. Just makes such a big difference. Yes?
I don't need the mic. I just wanted to note that this afternoon, here in this very building, the secular humanists will have a holiday party. And if you're human, and if you're sick, come to the party.
Yeehaw. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm turning this over to Rev Elaine.
All right, so we're going to open the circle with a little closing, and you can just stay where you are and repeat after me. By the earth that is her body. By the air that is her breath.
By the air that is her breath.
By the fire that is her bright spirit. By the living waters of her womb. The circle is open but unbroken. And may the peace of the goddess go in our hearts. May the peace of the goddess. Merry meet and merry part. And merry meet again. And then we're going to sing. Let's see. This is called Blessed Be for the Solstice. Your part goes like this. Solstice is the light returning. Blessed be the light has come. Let's try that part. Solstice is the light returning. Blessed be the light has come. Then it goes. Solstice is the light returning. Blessed be, for we are one. Let's try that much. Solstice is the light returning. Blessed be, for we are one. So we're just going to sing solstice is the light returning, blessed be the light has come. Then solstice is the light returning, blessed be, for we are one. Solstice is the light returning, blessed be the light has come. Solstice is the light returning, blessed be, for we are one. And the love that's everlasting, blessed be, for we are one. And the love that's everlasting, blessed be, for we... Try that with me. And the love that's everlasting, blessed be, for we are one. Now we're just going to sing. Blessed be. Blessed be. That's how the pagans say amen. Blessed be. Keep going. Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed be. Solstice is the light returning, Blessed be the light has come. Solstice is the light returning. Blessed be, for we are one. And so it is. Blessed be.
Thank you, Elaine.
We went a little long today.
A little bit, but that's okay. Did you guys enjoy yourselves? All right, so we're going to extinguish the chalice. Where'd Lori go? There's Lori. Would you mind extinguishing the chalice for us? And just a note, I think this is so funny. So for months, we've been using a template for the order of service. And for months, I've watched this one typo that I finally corrected. And if you guys figure it out, I don't know, I'll say congratulations or something. So please repeat the words in the order of service. We extinguish the chalice, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May those ideals shine in our lives and warm our hearts until we are together again. Go now in peace.
Go now in peace.
Yeah.
Go now in peace. Lay the shade of love around you. Everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Go now in peace. Turn on your phones. And did anybody figure out the typo? And May is capitalized. M-A-Y. It has not been capitalized for months.
And don't forget to visit my table. I could save you a trip to the mall right here. And that puts gas in my car.
Oh.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you for the spring equinox.
Another typo to fix.